PM Modi's latest US visit was not just diplomacy, it was a strategic power play. From billion-dollar tech deals to defense pacts, reshaping global alliances, this visit marked a seismic shift in India's position on the world stage. Let me tell you the top 10 game-changing deals and what they mean for India and for US. Number 1, 10-year defense pact. India and the US signed a decade-long defense cooperation agreement covering military, tech sharing, intelligence exchange, and joint training. Why it's big? This reduces India's dependence on Russian arms and cements its position as a key US strategic partner, potentially shifting global military alliances. But the risk here is over reliance on the US weapons could limit India's strategic independence in the long run. Number 2, F-35 fighter jet talks. Will India join the elite Air Force club? India has expressed interest in acquiring the world's most advanced stealth fighter, the F-35. If approved, India's Air Force would enter an elite club alongside NATO powers, drastically increasing its air dominance. But a catch here is the US is extremely selective about selling F-35s. If India gets them, it signals an unprecedented level of trust between the two nations. Third, the 500 billion trade goal.
आज हमने द्विपक्षीय व्यापार को 2030 तक 2 गुना से भी अधिक बढ़ाकर $500 बिलियन तक पहुंचाने का लक्ष्य निर्धारित किया है.
What happened? India and the US aim to double trade volume to $500 billion by 2030. This could generate millions of jobs in India and unlock massive business opportunities for both nations. But again, the challenge here is trade barriers, tariffs, and slow bureaucracy have historically hindered growth. Will both governments remove these obstacles? We have to see. Fourth is trade tariff resolution. The US and the India resolved key trade disputes and removed certain tariffs. Why is big? Because Indian manufacturers, especially in textiles, pharmaceuticals, and IT, will now find it easier to sell in the US. But the US will impose reciprocal tariffs, which could make certain Indian goods costlier in American markets. Number 5, energy independence. India diversifies away from the Middle East. India committed to increasing oil and gas imports from the US, reducing reliance on Middle Eastern suppliers. This shields India from potential energy shocks and geopolitical instability in the Gulf. But the risk, could this move strengthen India's long-standing relationships with the traditional suppliers like Russia and Saudi Arabia? Number 6, Tesla's entry in India. What happened? Elon Musk met Modi to discuss Tesla factories and Starlink satellite internet expansion in India. If Tesla enters India, it could revolutionize the EV sector, boost manufacturing, and create thousands of jobs. But the challenge here is Tesla wants lower import duties. India has resisted to protect local automakers. Let's see who will budge. Number 7, semiconductor and AI push. The US committed major investments in India's semiconductor and AI sector. India could reduce its reliance on China for chips while strengthening its position in global tech innovation. But again, the obstacle here is India still lacks large-scale semiconductor fabrication plants. Execution will be the deciding factor here. Number 8, visas and immigration reform. The US announced plans to ease work visas for skilled Indian workers. This could mean more high paying IT, and healthcare jobs for Indians and the US. But the flip side here is India agreed to repatriate illegal immigrants from the US, which could be a politically sensitive at home. 9. Pharma and biotech power play. What happened? India and the US are deepening biotech and pharmaceutical collaboration. India is already a global leader in affordable medicines. This move could further cement its position. But the concern here is US pharma giants have long complained about India's generic drug policies. Could future disputes arise? We have to see that. And lastly, green energy revolution. India and the US signed deals for massive investment in solar, wind, and EV infrastructure. Why it's big? Because this aligns with Prime Minister Modi's net zero goal, bringing billions in investment and reducing reliance on fossil fuels. But again, the challenge here is green projects require long term commitment. Without proper execution, they could remain just headlines. What this means for the India and the world, I will tell you. For India, stronger defense ties with the US could deter China's aggressive expansion. Trade and tech collaborations could create millions of jobs. Energy and semiconductor deals position India as a self sufficient global powerhouse. For the US, a stronger India counterbalances China's influence in Asia. India's massive market unlocks huge business opportunities for American companies. A stable, powerful India means greater regional security, benefiting the US global strategy. I'll tell you what could go wrong. Over reliance on the US for defense could limit India's strategic flexibility. Trade and visas agreements require strong political will to implement effectively. India must execute these deals, otherwise, they risk becoming just another set of announcements. India is not just signing deals, it's reshaping the global power structure. If these agreements materialize, India could fast track its rise as a global superpower. But without aggressive execution, they will remain political headlines. So, what is the biggest game changer for India? Drop your thoughts below.